Oh, shit, I love that song so much. Now, it's always special. When everybody on the show here, we like to keep it really, really special, really individualized, right? Ahmad, you were telling me that this track was actually one that it will mean something to you. A lot of people, when they're born, they have like the binky or the baba or whatever the hell it is. It's a little, their little thing, the blanket, the pacifier. This was actually your birthing song.
That's right.
This is what your parents had playing, right? Yeah, when you were brought into this world.
Actually, not only for when I was born, but the first 5 years of my life on my birthday, they played this song.
So what a special way to start this episode than to have something like that.
Absolutely.
Ahmad Sadiq Esquire, thank you so much for being on this podcast called We're Number One, show where, of course, everybody is number one because we're in real estate. And what number one industry out there is there beyond real estate than number one-ing? And I'm just saying a bunch of words combined together to say you're on the right show, Ahmad.
I feel like I am, and I'm glad that I'm
good.
Here. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'll be Dan Pacheco today, your host of the show. And this is, again, Ahmad Sadiq Esquire. Now, again, I always say Esquire is not just your affinity for a magazine subscription, Ahmad. This is what you do for a living.
That's correct.
You're an attorney.
That's correct. Yeah.
First questions first is who gave you the damn right?
A lot of hard work.
Good. That was a kind of a little curveball question. We'll have to keep the zingers happening here.
Absolutely.
But for those of you that are watching this podcast, you know that we like to do from time to time some fun little segments and stuff and here and there. Ahmad loves punishment so much and torturous things that he is like, Dan, I want you to bring into the fold of what I do on a regular basis. And it's work your way through all the major profiles, right, of flavor.
Yes.
And so we have salty, we have sweet, we have sour, we have umami, which was invented in 2019.
Yeah, very recently, yeah.
It's a new flavor profile. And we have holy shit, burn your face off and all the other body parts that are attached to your face by doing the famed one chip challenge.
That's right.
Now, Ahmad, what is the one chip challenge?
Well, so you get this box that has apparently the one of the world, if not the world's hottest chip.
Okay.
Which is just slightly sprinkled with Reaper pepper and scorpion pepper.
Now, when you say slightly, I've seen the footage of this. This chip is literally black and like layers of black burnt coatedness of spice and destruction.
That's right.
And we have it here today.
We do.
And we're going to eat it today.
We are. Now,
let's go ahead and start off. This is already exciting, but let's go ahead and be a little, bold here and put out a bid. Before we started rolling here, I said, I'm committing, I'm bidding. I'm going to eat that in just one huge bite. So it's all going to be in my mouth at one time. I'm going to over chew it.
Okay.
I'm going to swish it a bit.
Okay.
And it's going to be 0 flinches. There will not be any audio attached to my experience with this. There won't be any flailing. Yes, I might have a red face, purple lips, tearing, but that's just science. That's just nature taking over.
Of course.
That's not me trying to be, loud and look at me.
Right.
So I'm going to do this with 0 flinches. Ahmad, how do you plan to attack this chip?
First, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
The 0 audio, that's not going to be edited after the fact, is it?
You might see my mouth moving and me throwing things around studio, but that's all going to be just done silently. So Perfect. It won't be hit it in post. It's going to be as it rolls.
Okay. I did hear that this chip can leave you speechless.
Oh, all right.
So, that makes sense.
It makes total sense. Just rips out your vocal cords and yes. sells them on the black market. That's how hot this chip is.
So I think that I'm going to attack it in the same way. Quickly.
Okay.
Violently.
Okay.
And, with lots of pain.
And that's how you describe most of the deals you work with through the transactions, because you also own LandTrust Title.
That's correct.
Right?
Yes.
You're the owner of that.
Yes.
And I think that's part of the motto, the mission statement on your wall. Live, laugh, love is crossed out.
Yes.
And it's attack every deal with pain, violence, and what else?
You know what? I don't remember.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
No, that's the third one.
Oh yeah, and you know what? We don't, guys, right there. That's what you want. Okay, I love that. But no, really, let's go ahead and let's start working our way through here, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about and there's a lot of stuff to taste here. So Ahmad, we're not just doing this in these wonderful little dish containers here. We also have what are we pairing this with?
Well, so when you and I first started talking about doing this podcast, It started with just a simple scotch tasting, maybe a little bit of bourbon. And then we said, you know, why
We drank
why
some
do
scotch and bourbon, and then we had another idea.
Exactly. So what I have for us today is a Macallan 12.
Ooh.
And I've got some nice glasses, I think, that represent both what we're doing here today and how we might feel after the fact.
It's a skeleton hand, Ahmad.
That's right.
Okay, just want to make sure that's known out here and recorded.
See, the skeleton's also on the actual face of the chip, so I thought there was some level of consistency in terms of the theme of what we're trying to accomplish here.
You know me, I love a good theme.
Absolutely.
I actually brought my skeleton with me today.
Okay.
It's inside of me.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
you know, I just want to say I love a good theme.
Well, I mean, you have a step ahead of me here.
Oh, you didn't bring yours?
No.
Oh my god.
I figured that if I'm going to consume this, maybe I don't want.
Let's leave it at home.
Inside of me.
Yeah, let's leave it at home.
Exactly.
You know, make some more room for this.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Well, so Ahmad, so this is a scotch. Now, of course, again, I mean, let's just drop some, 30-plus-year-old suburban hipster, brand here.
Yes.
Scotch is only able to be called Scotch when it comes from
Scotland.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's literally where it gets the name from.
Exactly.
Right. Typically has a more peated, mossy, earthy, umami, if you will.
That's correct. Yeah.
Profile,
Yes.
because that's what it's made with out there.
Absolutely.
Right. What are some of the ways, or some other scotches that you prefer?
So I like Glenfiddich.
Okay.
I like Lefroy.
Okay.
Is a really good brand. But honestly, for me, Macallan is the way to go.
Nice. And how long have you been drinking Macallan?
Let's see, since I was 21.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's impressive, because typically like the 18 to 21, 22-year-old range for most people here in Orlando is like Midori sours, hypnotic.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't drink those.
But typically Scotch is not even a thought. I mean, our
Yeah.
camera guy here, I mean, you show him a Guinness, he's going to clean. I mean, he don't bring a Guinness around him. He's a
Yes.
fiend for
I
them,
know.
right? He also
I
loves a
know.
good Pinot Grigio. But he's too uncommon. Right? He's also uncommon as well, right?
Yes, he is.
As far as his age group and where he's at. But it took a while for me to get into Scotch. It really did.
My dad sat me down actually when I turned 21 and poured me a Macallan 12. So this is the first scotch that I've ever had.
See, another sweet sentimental thing.
Yeah.
We had the birthing song, and then we have the coming of age Macallan.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Well, let's pour it up, Ahmad. Let's get into this cool stuff, man. So as you do that, and hopefully our camera guy here is getting some great product placement stuff. We are going to monetize the shit out of this episode, and so hopefully we'll be making at least $60 to $75 in market or marketing.
Oh, fantastic.
But Ahmad, we jokingly mentioned the motto for your non-joking, real life title company.
Yes.
LandTrust Title.
Yes.
You guys are an in-house entity for preferred real estate brokers, and you're doing some great stuff out there.
Yeah.
What are some things, as we cheers here, that people need to know about LandTrust? Because it's not just another title company out there.
That's
cheers.
correct. Yeah, cheers. So yes, so our company started being in-house for preferred. So we've had the pleasure of working with the preferred real estate brokers. We worked on an overwhelming majority of their transactions, but what sets us apart is the fact that I'm an attorney, and we kind of talked about this at the beginning. The Esquire categorization does help a lot, and so what's really the difference between an attorney owned and run and an attorney backed title company,
Right.
and ultimately all title companies or title agencies are going to be backed by attorneys. That the underwriting attorneys are going to be there to help you solve the problem once the problem is there.
The question is, how quickly can that happen? How many phone calls and emails do you have to make?
Exactly.
Or could they have somebody, again, that's accessible to them, like you make yourself for any, as it's happening?
Absolutely. And that's kind of the point. And we've worked with, again, preferred agents, and we're working with non-preferred agents,
Nice.
Non-preferred real estate broker agents. I should say, let me go ahead and categorize that.
The dirty scoundrel, disgusting ones out there. No, you guys are wonderful. Trust me, I'm sure.
Absolutely. No, so we work with the general the real estate population in Central
Very
Florida,
cool.
and mortgage companies and lenders, but the idea is ultimately being able to solve problems before they're problems, right?
Love
Because
it.
at the end of the day, what we want to do is when the transaction is in house with us, we want us to be able to take the transaction and just get it effortlessly to the finish line. And the idea is for me to be able to jump in and say, hey, if you have a transaction coming along, let me take a look at it. If we have some issues that might come up, let's resolve this before we're even under contract.
And that's powerful, man. Actually, I want to drop your soundbite here because that's worthy of it.
let's spice it up.
All right. Because you do bring in, having that attorney access and you being the attorney that's there, a part of anything that people need, that does spice it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Right? Because, I mean, here's the deal. You're an agent, and no matter what happens on the deal, shit goes down, it's going to be the agent's fault in the eyes of the customer. Now, the agent can say, no, actually, no, this is a title, this is a lending, this is whatever the hell. No, buddy, this is anything that goes down is going to be your fault. And so that's why it's so important for agents to align themselves with, people like you that can be a perfect and pristine extension of themselves in their business.
Absolutely.
If they want to run their business like a business, then what are your B2B relationships looking like?
Right.
That's the question I have. And
Exactly.
the next question I have, Ahmad, as we further go into this, is let's start pairing this Macallan, because it's going to pair with my bloodstream a little bit too quickly, too easily.
Yes.
Because I do like a good brown liquor. So the first thing we're testing out here is the bitter component to it. Okay.
Yes.
So right now, let's go and break it down to the baseline. How do you describe a Macallan?
So a Macallan is a very smooth. I mean, just to give a distinction on how you and I are drinking this.
Nerd out for me, please.
So the way that you're drinking it, Dan, is straight up.
Yep.
Right. So you're drinking the scotch. You're getting the alcohol-y element of it.
That's what I'm here for.
The delicious taste that you get.
Sure.
Whereas what I'm doing is I'm putting ice in there,
Mhm.
and so what the ice is doing is cutting it a little bit.
Right.
It's smoothing it out, in my opinion. I think I have maybe a little bit more of a sensitive palate than you, which is making me kind of concerned when we get to this chip, because you do seem very confident.
I run into everything.
Yeah.
I will run face first through a glass door if need be with enthusiasm.
Okay.
Because I'm so fucking confident.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's the confidence that I wish I had. So what the idea here is, I've done a lot of wine tastings before. But I'd like having a spice with the scotch. I
Sure.
think they go well together. Not necessarily anything to this extent. But I figured when we were talking, let's try out the other flavor profiles.
I think it's cool, man. So I agree with you here. It is smooth. There is, of course, just that inherent sweetness that you have with this, the whiskey family. And so that's the baseline for the audience out there. And of course, if you guys are, watching at home, whenever you're watching this, if you're driving to work, pop a scotch, pop a scotch. All right. Now let's see what this now melting, very body temperature espresso bean does to it. All right. So just get some ASMR in there. You guys like that? It's a dark chocolate espresso bean, definitely bitter. That reduces the sweetness.
It does.
And obviously it's really easy to say. My mind goes straight to almost like a porter, coffee porter kind of thing, because you have that coffee note in there, but it actually reduces the sweet. The chocolate, I don't know if the chocolate on the bean was screaming, but you definitely get some of those sweet, more oaky, more wood-like notes when you pair it with that bitterness.
So what it reminds me of is, I have a box of, not that I'm a scotch fiend or anything, but I have a box of chocolates that are filled with scotch.
The cordials.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where my mind goes a little bit, with that added layer of the bitterness from the espresso being in the middle.
I think that pairs actually really nicely. I'm doing it again.
Yes.
Nice. Now, let me ask you this. Because, you know me, I always love to know what's going on inside of your mouth.
Sure.
Are you trying to taste it where the zones are in the tongue, the bitter receptors, the sour receptors, the salty receptors and stuff?
I'm kind of spraying it evenly over the tongue.
You're an equal opportunist.
Yes, exactly.
Like that. That's what you want in a good title person, all right? Someone that will spread the flavors evenly amongst their tongue.
Exactly.
Metaphorically,
yes.
All are welcomed.
Absolutely.
If this wasn't a podcast that's tied to what we do for a living and how we get paid, we could have a lot of fun with that whole thing. But let's bring it up. Let's keep on going here, Ahmad. So right now we're going to be going into the umami, right? This is a truffle chip. Okay. So for me, I could eat a bag of these in one sitting very easily, and I hesitate to say that about really anything else, except for peanut M&Ms.
Okay.
But these, I think, these right now they're marked really reasonably priced, and you'll see in a minute here if I'm not overselling this. These have an outrageously truffle taste to it, and it's really, really good. And so, cheers, this chip cheers. All right, and really give me lean into the mic and give me a good crunch, Ahmad. Oh, baby. Let's see. Here's mine. Here. That truffle hits, right?
Very good.
Super truffle.
Very good.
So let's see. Do I need to swallow my chip first, or do I swish it and mix it? For me, that brings up the alcohol flavor.
It does a lot. A lot.
Why do you think it's happening?
You know what? I wish I could tell you the chemical reason it's happening. I've never, I guess, tried that umami type flavor.
Yeah.
But
that's super interesting to me.
Huh.
So talking about some surprising things,
right.
Note, what are some crazy things you've seen on the end of the deal? Maybe like have surprised the agents, like, oh shit, how do I work with this? Give me a crazy, like almost horror story, and then tell me how it became a wild success story.
So two things come to mind. One transaction, we ended up getting a listing we were working on over on the coast, on the East Coast.
Okay.
We do our title search, comes back, the seller of the property on the contract is just an individual.
Mm-hmm.
We get the title search back, and it's titled in the name of an entity,
okay,
a nonprofit,
okay,
of all things.
Oh boy.
So I figured, hey, maybe this individual transfer this property over to a nonprofit. Do a little bit of digging, talk to the seller. Turns out that this was a fraudulent transfer. So somebody had coerced this seller, the contractual seller, the actual owner of the property, to deed the property over to them for a sum of a few $1,000s.
Oh man.
Unbeknownst to the seller, this individual representing this entity then went and recorded this deed, and that's how it showed up on our title search.
Shoot.
So at that point we were not ahead of the transaction because we didn't know that this was going to happen until the property was under contract. But automatically the attorney brain kicked in. So I said, okay, time for a demand letter. Let's go ahead and send a letter over to this organization, and then make them shake a little bit in their boots.
Yeah.
So ultimately sent a letter, talked to them on the phone, told them, hey, listen, we know that you coerced this seller. We know for a variety of different reasons the document was not executed or notarized properly. We've already gone ahead and reported this to the governor's office for notary services. And unless you deed this property back, we're going to sue you. And then within about a week or so, they deeded the property back to my seller. And never went ahead and received the money back either that they lent this individual.
Incredible. I mean, that could have been this world caving down around the customers here. Yes. And then you were able to, again, turn that into a success story. That's amazing. And see, this is what the power of having, again, that attorney backed. And then also, here's another layer that I'm just going to coin today, an attorney present.
Yes.
Title company, yes. Right? Because there are other attorney owned. Are they attorney present is the question, right? That's so interesting because typically, I mean, like I'll use, I'll call it bar talk, law jargon. Right. Hey, listen, I ordered a large fry. Criminal negligence is what I'll claim. And of course, then I'll get my large fry, whether I even paid for it or not. It's just a loophole in society.
Fantastic.
Scream criminal negligence.
Okay.
No one knows what the hell it means unless you're an attorney, right? And like, oh shit, this guy must be from the bar or something like that, right? Let's give it to him what he wants. So
exactly.
That's how I get around in life. And it seems like you're using different methods, but to have a more positive outcome for people.
Absolutely.
Good for you. Good for you, Ahmad. You're better than the person that I am in that regard.
Yes. I mean, listen,
I use it for more potatoes. He uses it for good real estate and customers.
Listen, potatoes are a very important part of our diet as human beings. So I understand that.
I appreciate your grace with that, Ahmad. All right. So now we're going to be moving on to the sour component.
All right. So what we have is the trolley crawlers.
Crawlers.
If you guys don't know, Dan and I split the responsibility of getting the different flavor profiles, and I got the trolleys because why not?
That's what the trolley crawlers sounds like it's like the most British cookie possible. Yeah. Trolley crawler.
Yeah.
But no, it's like a cute little gummy worm, of course. I think we just let's get our palates primed again real quick. All right, so we got scotch here, and here we go. Here goes the sour. Maybe the scotch kind of killed my sour receptors. I'm like, this is just, it's tart.
It's not very sour, but let's try the scotch after.
There we go. Dilutes the alcohol for me.
Yeah.
What's it do for you?
The same, but I lost the sourness for a second. Tasted a little bit of alcoholiness, and then the sour came back.
And it also diluted kind of like the earthier, again, like the more mossy peated stuff. To me, that tasted more like a straight whiskey, not a bourbon, a straight whiskey.
Yeah, it's interesting.
We're doing science here. This is for the good of, we are doing meaningful research right now.
Well, I mean, I just don't want anyone who's watching this or listening to this to make a mistake when they're drinking and eating something at the same time. I want to make sure that they're enjoying everything.
We are literally going out there and hitting every profile. We missed cheeseburger profile.
That's true.
Yeah, salty, sweet, bitter, tart. Cheeseburger's a profile too. We miss Cheeseburger, Ahmad.
I think we have an idea for the next podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we should bring. Did you see the episode where we ate balut?
Yes.
So we had a segment on there with a famed Tuan Trin. He's a local real estate legend here in Orlando, and we had a segment called "Does It Taco?"
Okay.
And and my idea was going to surprise him with some fun stuff because I know that he loves tacos. And I said,
Okay.
"Hey, Tuan, bring 3 or 4 different ready to eat, food items, and be surprised, right?" And so I had my whole stack of little tortillas here. I had my own like weird stuff, but it still was like pretty palatable. And all that stuff that he brought was palatable too, but he definitely brought like the funk that day as far as it being like interesting.
Okay.
And so we had the segment again. We just took these random things, put it in tacos, and ate it. And so balut, if you guys don't know, it's the duck egg before it's hatched.
Yes.
It's a cultural delicacy. It's a special treat. It was surprising for me that day.
Okay.
We had durian, which is Earth's locker room smelling fruit,
Yes,
right? Just straight from the vine. So all these really challenging and interesting things. And I was surprised that most of them tacoed. The balut tacoed. The durian did not taco, but everything else about the day tacoed. I think we should do Does It Burger?
Does it burger? Okay.
So that's the next one if we survive this, okay?
Okay.
We might be getting too bullish here, thinking that we'll survive this hot chip here, all right?
We'll see, yeah.
So Ahmad, let's go ahead and move on to the salty side of things, okay?
So what we have here is a sea salt and vinegar chip.
I like this. There's definitely a chip theme, and this is a familiar look for me. Potato chips and brown liquor, like it's a nice cruising snack on a Sunday.
So yes, I like usually my food of choice with a scotch is like a jalapeno chip.
Baby.
Perfect.
Go ahead and hit that button right there.
Which one?
Right there.
Let's spice it up.
Let's do it, Ahmad.
That's perfect.
All right, cheers to the chip, brother. Oh, is it a Cape Cod?
Mm-hmm.
Cape Cod, man. You guys got that one on lock. It was good. That's a pairing. I mean, that to me is like the one that fits the best so far. It's all good and stuff, but this is the one that hits.
I feel like somehow maybe it's the salt makes the scotch smoother.
I think so. Again, I'm no biologist.
Right.
I'm no archaeologist or mathematician whiz here,
Right.
but I would agree with you there, Ahmad.
Yeah.
I think something happens there because they say that if you're hungover or whatever, salty, greasy is the best thing because I guess the fat molecules or the grease molecules, I don't know, attached to the alcohol ones, like they kind of balance each other out, or like kind of like they make friends real quick.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. So that might be something happening there. That's really good, man.
Wow.
So talk to me about so we just had a great moment. We found a good pairing.
Yes.
Talk about the pairing between LandTrust and Preferred Real Estate Brokers, because again, you guys are the in-house. Of course, the agents of Preferred aren't required to use you guys,
Right.
but you do a great job of making yourselves present and available to them, and you earn their business. So how'd that whole pairing happen between you and Preferred?
Well, the broker for Preferred Real Estate Brokers, Jose Fleming and I, we go back a long way. So childhood friends, we've known each other for more than 20 years.
Wow.
And then, I operated my own, myself as an attorney for the better part of a decade.
Okay.
I had my second child,
Wow.
and, I was traveling. The work that I was doing before it was national law. So, I was able to practice anywhere in the country.
Okay.
But that also, the flip side of that is that also meant that I had to travel everywhere in the country. So the opportunity arose, and Jose and I decided, hey, you know what? Let's work on creating an entity together. And so the idea that we had was, well, what is it that title companies aren't providing?
Okay.
And the idea was, well, number one, still up to this day, most title companies are not either operated, owned by an attorney, and the people doing most of the work on the front end are usually title reps or processors. I said, well, let me get involved with these transactions. Let me put the legal part of what I know and what I have experience in into practice for agents, make their transactions more effective and more efficient.
Right.
And then number two, be in-house, make myself available to the agents.
Mm-hmm.
Why create another office space when I could be where the work is,
Where the wild things are.
Exactly, where the wild things are. So, what we've done is we're available here in the downtown office for Preferred Real Estate Brokers, and also in the Metro West location. And that works for a few reasons. Is first, we get to develop the relationships with the real estate agents, and number two is we can't hide. So, if something goes wrong on a transaction,
Right.
they know where to find us. And
Right.
I love that aspect of
You
it
guys
because
have-
it holds us accountable.
It does, and you have glass in your offices too, so you can't be like, I'm not in the office right now.
I can't hide.
Like, Ahmad, we see you.
Exactly.
Ahmad. Yeah.
Exactly.
So good for you though. I mean, because that makes you accountable. And
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a really easy thing to, I think, sometimes slip on through the back door on, with some title. Because I mean, there are some beautifully run and operated title companies, out of our market here, but a lot of them they are focused on just more. And so what that does is they have the the title reps that are just little vivacious and colorful and all this fun stuff, and their job is to go out there and just get more business literally any way they can. You hear some crazy ways to get it, they get it, right?
Absolutely.
Because their job is their income really is attached to
Absolutely.
volume. How many more can you get, right?
Exactly.
But then what's that do? So they're out there selling, promising anything, getting the deal done so they can get it, their check. Then they toss it to their in-house.
Exactly.
And now in-house is like, whoa. We can't, you shouldn't, blah, blah, blah. There's so much discord that happens,
Yes.
right? And so with you guys, I mean, some would see a lean operation as limited. A lean operation can also be a strength because
Absolutely.
there's not going to be a marketing department and all these crazy divisions of your company.
Right.
There's essentially 3 of you, 4 of you, kind of, right?
Right.
That's a strength, I think, in this case.
Well, I mean, I think the real strength is that when you're talking to someone in my company,
Mm-hmm.
you know that person is not just there to help gain your business, but also is going to see that transaction and all
Right.
of your transactions from beginning to end. It's like you said, it's not, I want to create this relationship with you. And now that the transaction is executed, on to the next one.
Right.
Right. So when they see me, when they're talking to me, when I'm developing relationships with the real estate agents that we work with, they can rest assured that not only am I there to create that relationship, but I'm going to be there at the end of the transaction, making sure everything happened without a hitch.
I love that, man. I love that. Only thing I love more about that statement is Snickers.
Me too.
I mean, the reason I wear glasses, guys, especially when there's food on camera, is because, I mean, I can make it look like I am interested,
Yeah.
but my eyes are like this, just like,
Yeah.
Snickers.
Dan,
Right.
I'm not going to lie to you. I saw that you were staring at the Snickers the whole time
Damn
I
it.
was talking.
Damn
Listen,
it.
it's okay. It's
Damn
just the way the light
It's the
reflects.
eye of an attorney. Son of a gun, he got me. Sue me. Don't literally, because you have the power to do that. Don't
Exactly.
actually do that.
No, I won't.
Figuratively sue me.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go ahead and again baseline our tongues here. That scotch is so scotch. Here comes.
I want to let you know that this is my favorite candy bar.
This is mine too.
Did we just become best friends?
Best friends? Hell yeah, we did. Cheers, that Snickers. All right. Oh yeah, Snickers, man.
Everything that you want in a candy bar is
This
in
little right here. But what the fuck is nougat? What does nougat taste like?
like this.
I know it's essential because Snickers will go out there and like, they'll try to flex. I'm like, oh, we have so many other kinds of Snickers bars, pretzel and brownie. Like they're good, but I think you have to have nougat.
I believe it's a little bit of heaven.
Nougat.
Yeah.
A little slice of a little scoop of the cloud, like a sherbet.
Yeah.
Scooper just getting some nougat from the clouds
It's
above.
it's the fluffy inside of the chocolate.
So, okay, get it from heaven. All right,
Mhm.
interesting. I like that idea. I could go with you on that one.
Manna.
You know what?
It's like manna
Manna?
falling from the sky.
What's manna?
It's a old biblical story.
Oh,
It's a piece of heaven.
okay. Listen, okay, let's sip it first. A funny story. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that all day. Snickers and scotch, always welcome at the same time.
I don't know why that works so well.
I'll tell you this. If Snickers and scotch were walking into a grocery store together and there's a sliding door and there's, oh, well, no, you go first. Or an elevator. You go first. You go first.
Right.
I would hope they would both walk in at the same time.
Holding hands.
And I would hope that sliding door is in front of my mouth because both can walk in at the same time. That's so good. I like these two together a lot. So, listen, I do believe in higher powers. I do pray.
Right.
God's great for sure. No joke, period. I just miss biblical references a lot in terms. There was one time, a place that I worked at previously, they were, very, traditional.
Mhm.
And so we had a lot of wonderful people of, amazing faith on staff. And the broker, whoever, he said something about, with great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
And I said, just like Spiderman, he's like, my man! He fist bumped me. And then nobody else laughed that
Right.
one. I'm like, guys, it's kind of a fun moment now.
Right.
And like, her name was Beverly. She goes, Jesus said it first. I'm like, well, wait, whom said whom first? What? No, Spider-Man or Jesus? I don't know. Debatable.
You know, I did not know that Jesus said it first.
Neither did I. I thought it was 100%. Great power comes with responsibility. That's
Uncle
Marvel's,
Ben. Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben said
exactly.
that. Yeah.
I think we need to fact. I'm going to ask for a work study from her. I'm going to yeah. I mean,
where is it? Like that's what I know.
And you can't see the Bible. You can't see. You have to show me what. Show me the side page in the Bible where it says that.
I know
Ahmad,
that
we're definitely getting canceled here.
I know I saw Uncle Ben say it. I heard Uncle Ben say it. I read in the comics.
Wait, did you really read in the comics? Or did you see Tobey Maguire's counterpart in the movie?
Fine.
Yeah, me too.
I saw Tobey Maguire.
Speaking of that, let's shift and let's totally forget that we talked about this. Just move on.
Okay.
Because I feel like we're about to get this canceled here. Which Spider-Man is better, Ahmad?
Man.
As far as the cinema ones, not like the deep ones. Unless, I mean, I think, do you know Miles?
No.
Okay, so I mean, that was the animated one, Spider-Man Into the Multiverse or whatever it was.
Okay.
That was a surprisingly awesome movie.
I did like that.
That was really
it
good.
Miles?
Miles. He was I forget his last name, but Miles.
Okay.
Let's respect him. Let him stay there.
The live actions.
Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Engelbert Humperdinck. Which one?
I'm gonna say Tobey Maguire. I mean, at least one. The first two.
Okay.
Right?
Tell me why.
You know what? It was. I don't think that there was a movie quite like that one until it came out. I mean, there was X-Men before that. I believe X-Men came out first, but there was something special about that.
So, are we talking here where you were, how you first observed it, and how he entered your life, kind of thing, or just, hey, I'm watching this as an adult now, all three movies or all three franchises back to back to back, I'm selecting? Because I will agree with you, there was that certain majesty of that first time superhero movie before it got so much what it is. Because you're right, it was X-Men. Right, you know, Hugh Jackman and stuff. But before even Hugh Jackman was really Hugh Jackman. Right. And then you had Webb slinging Tobey Maguire and Green Goblin, and this is. I mean, I remember going to the movies with my dad. Like, this is amazing. Yeah. But now we have.
You know, I'm gonna say, it's hard to separate my feelings from nostalgia. So I can't
Super tied, for sure.
I can't say that it's not because of the nostalgia of it being released when I was significantly younger.
Right.
But I think that has a major component to it. Yeah.
So I think all three of them represent a great attribute of what classic Spider-Man is. I think Tobey Maguire has the heart of him. He has the good side of him, right? For me, it's going to be Tom Holland.
Okay.
I think he represents that kind of that teenage confusion and teenage angst better.
Yeah.
I think he has more internal conflict, which I think there's no teenager out there that doesn't have that.
Okay.
And I think he does a good job portraying that.
I agree.
Andrew Garfield, he had, I think, the actual shoe size of the original Spider-Man. Beyond that,
very close.
I mean, nothing.
Very close.
Beyond that, I mean, he's a great guy, I'm sure. Andrew, I know you're watching. Love you, buddy.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
But I mean, I think so. I mean, I could see both of them. Did you see the last Spider-Man? You know, the crazy one where I watched it. Did you watch it in theaters or at home?
I watched it at home.
So you already knew, like I already knew at that point, that all three are going to pop in there. And guys, listen, if I'm that guy right now breaking it to you, I'm very sorry. I'm really sorry.
At this point, I feel kind of like it's your fault.
Yeah, I think it is too. I mean, everybody knows that's what happened in it.
Yeah.
Now, I like the movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was cool to see the mismatch, montage of all the multiverse and stuff. It didn't hit like I hoped it would hit.
Okay.
It wasn't as big. And I think what happened is because I watched it later at home.
Okay.
I didn't watch it in theaters. If I was surprised, because I think they hinged on that.
Right.
I think it was the reveal that here are all three Spider-Men, which was, I think, maybe created from the internet hype and the want from the fans.
Right.
They brought that.
Yeah.
And they did it really well. And I mean, how they each one had their own regret in their own universe, and how the other one quenched it and they got to witness it happen. That was the best storytelling.
Yeah.
But as far as the action, I think they could have done a lot more.
They could have. You know, as you were saying that, I think I realized why I like the Tobey Maguire one best.
Tell me, Ahmad.
I believe that the bad guys and the Tobey, at least the first two, were the best actors
100%.
of any of the bad guys.
100%.
And so a lot of times the movies, and I don't know if this says something about me, but a lot of times when I watch movies, I judge how good it is based on who the bad guy is and how bad they really are.
Okay. Do you think that's the attorney in you?
Maybe.
Let's get real deep here. Maybe that could be.
It could be the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Okay.
Right.
So you think tell me why they were the best.
I mean, what was the name of the Green Goblin? What's the actor's name?
Willem Dafoe.
I mean,
Fucking great actor.
amazing.
Did you see him in Lighthouse?
Yeah,
Oh, that's such a. If you want a good night,
yeah.
watch that movie on a stormy night, all lights off, put the candles on, drink a shit ton of liquor or wine.
Yeah.
And I mean, that movie is crazy. It's such a good movie.
Yeah. I mean, I believed he was schizophrenic or whatever it is that particular character was dealing with. Just the back and forth between the dynamic between the two aspects of his character. I think that he did a fantastic job.
So you had Green Goblin.
Right.
You had Doc Ock.
Doc Ock.
Right. So,
right. I mean, they're so good that they brought those two characters back into this most recent one.
And quite frankly, I mean, barring, was it Harry Styles was the son of Green Goblin?
James Franco.
Oh, yeah.
I think Harry Styles is probably a little bit too young at that point.
I thought that was his character name. I don't know. That's Harry's origin story as being the son. But no, I mean, I can't remember really any other villain in the Tobey Maguire. What were there?
The Sandman. He also was in
that.
The
Was
most
Toby?
Recent one. That was
that
Toby.
Garfield?
That was believe that was the same one.
Electra Bits or Electra Guy.
No, that was Jamie Foxx. Yeah, Jamie
right,
Foxx.
That was Garfield.
That was Garfield. Sandman was Toby.
Was it really?
Yeah. I believe that was the same one as Doc Ock.
Because okay, so
they were both. There
Garfield,
was two bad guys.
Garfield had
Jamie Foxx,
Electro,
yeah, and then the lizard guy,
or Lizard, right? Or Dr. Lizard?
I'm not sure.
So many doctorates and PhDs.
Yeah,
that's what worries me about the market. I mean, it's just like they're not just average crooks.
No,
these are guys that went to school.
Yeah. And still, like with all that education, decided to go the wrong way.
I mean, granted, you do fall backwards into a fucking sandpit, or you drink some antigen. Big deal.
You turn
sue me, don't sue me.
You
sue
turn
me,
into
right?
sand.
Yeah,
I mean, I would be pretty angry.
But I mean, I don't think. I mean, do you think it was really anybody's choice to become the bad guy? Because well, Electro, what was his story again? Like he had a chip on his shoulder.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I feel like he was trying to make things work for his family, and then he got stuck in a like a generator or something like that. I don't remember.
And I mean, I feel like that could be like 1 out of every 9 Florida men. We've all been stuck in a generator at some point come hurricane season.
Yeah.
I didn't turn into that though.
No.
And I have been bit by a shit ton of spiders, and not the right one.
Let me ask you this question. On purpose?
Yes.
You want to be Spiderman.
Because of the movie.
Okay.
Yes. Jesus, Ahmad.
Okay.
I think this is going to go either way here, because we could either be just shut down because the internet trolls are like, these guys don't know. I mean, these guys don't know anything about real estate or comics or anything. Or we could be getting, this could be an abracadabra for our algorithm of all the people saying again, these guys don't know anything about comic books.
I feel the second is more likely.
Yeah. So we're to the moon.
To the moon.
Just like on my crypto portfolio.
Yeah.
Ahmad, I think we've been, listen, I think subconsciously we're stalling here. We're talking about so much stupid shit.
I'm not subconsciously doing it. I'm doing it with intent.
So, Ahmad, it's time to unveil this. Let's bring out the gloves here. Now, again, we said 0 flinches with this.
I figured I would do this real quick.
Yeah.
Let's spice it up.
I hope that's not the last time that audio hits my ears as you're looking me in the eye as you put a glove on. I hope that's an anniversary thing for you and I on this
every year on this day.
Every year on September 6th, you say that to me. Now, putting this glove on here. All right. Now, just to let you know, this is not CGI.
No.
Oh shit. Uh-oh. My hands are, one size never fits all with me.
No.
I need like I won't say about here. All right. All right, now we have a live studio audience building here. All right, Ahmad.
Right.
So we're opening this up, and again, this is literally the hottest chip on planet Earth.
I believe it's the hottest or one of the. I think there might be one chip hotter.
I just heard a crack. Oh God, I wanted to shoot this right. Let's see. All right, so this is the Face the Reaper, it says, and this is the Carolina Reaper, which is currently the hottest pepper. And here are the rules. Okay, so how long can you last before you short circuit? It says. Oh, it's a rating scale.
Okay.
Like, like when you're at Cracker Barrel and you're doing that little triangle game, it's like, you're an idiot, you're an ignoramus, you're a jack. So this is 1 minute is powerless, 10 minutes powerful, 30 minutes supercharged, 1 hour invincible.
Wow.
Without eating or drinking anything or for relief. Okay, so it's actually, because I'm going to go for.
I feel like there's a lot of time between 1 minute and 10 minutes.
I want to go for invincible, so I'm going to go ahead and slug this.
Okay.
I'm going to fuck the pairing here and slug it because I'm not going to drink anything after this. That's scotch.
So are we Are we breaking the fourth wall here for our two other participants, or?
Yeah, and so I think
Fifth
we're
one?
going to have some people out here on camera that want to join us here. Now, I might have cracked mine a little bit. Oh shit!
Dan, I don't want to start hearing excuses
I
already.
love
You
how
haven't
I'm,
even opened.
I love how I'm choosing the hand without a glove to go in there and get it. I'm such an
You got it
idiot.
backwards.
Yeah, I'm a little backwards there. All right. Oh, just fuck it. All right, so let me just pour this onto my hand here. This is just one chip. This is they had it right. Hey, let's market a chip that's so hot you can't handle it, and let's just sell one for twice or three times a bag of a deluxe bag of chips here. This is hell on earth right here. This is actually it's green, isn't it? Man, that smells like the inside of a horse's barn.
I've never been inside of a horse's barn. I'm
Well,
gonna
then
take
you
your
haven't
word.
lived, Ahmad.
Really?
All right, who wants? Does anybody want these scraps right here? A little scrap. Justin and Allie, come on, camera guys.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
Don't be shy.
Here, take this. Take the little tiny scrap. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you
want gloves?
There we go. Look at this.
Hold on. As Justin takes
This
it out.
actually, this looks like a nice little terrarium.
Let's spice it up.
Oh, there we go, baby. We all look like we're like this is our first day in proctology school.
There you go.
You're Justin.
Oh man. Well, you know,
Take the smallest bit right there. Take that small little piece. I want the big stuff. All right. So here we.
Dan, there's moments in your life where you look back at the decisions you made and you question what you've done.
All right. So, this is one of them.
This is
so
one
here
of
it is. This is all going to go in our mouths at the same time.
Cheers.
I'm going nothing for an hour, no flinches,
I'm
no
not saying.
sounds.
I'm saying 2 minutes. You go for
I'm
an
going
hour.
for it.
I'm going 2 minutes.
All right, here we go, Ahmad.
One. All right.
Entering the over-chewing phase.
It's so much worse after you swallow.
There is no flavor or taste. Swishing. Oh, don't swallow. No audio. No audio.
Time 2 minutes. Don't breathe.
Don't breathe. So, Ahmad, I want you to give me the most attorney phrase you could ever say. Like, put all the attorney words into one phrase.
One. I object to all of this.
That's good. What is when someone says you can't handle the truth? What are they really saying?
Oh God.
What are they really saying?
They're saying maybe their mouth is on fire.
Yeah. If someone says sustainable, are they screaming for more trees on Earth, better packaging for goods?
Sustained.
Sustained.
That means they can keep doing what they're doing.
They're going to get in trouble. Who got trouble?
Lots of trouble.
Big trouble. How fast could you sue me?
Super fast.
In the state of Florida, is it worse to get sued or better?
Depends on what you're getting sued for.
Criminal negligence.
It's better.
Why?
There's a lot of criminals here.
Tons. Do you, how many attorneys does it take to handle a case like Enron?
At least 20.
Why? I'm not flinching. Don't blow your shit on me.
Are we at 2 yet, or
What's the pay? What's the time?
how long?
We're at 15 seconds?
What was the question?
Oh! Snot is son of a bitch. My head's buzzing.
Time? 2 minutes?
I might fucking do it. I'm gonna be what this pamphlet calls invincible. Give me another attorney phrase. Scare me this time.
Oh my God, the ice cream melted.
Tell me something Latin. That looks so good.
This is relevant to real estate. Caveat emptor.
Caveat emptor.
Yeah.
Justin, what do you think that means? There's a lot of fish around. There's caveat emptor. Caveat means fish. Emptor is a Lord of the Rings term. That's what Frodo ate when he found his ring. Caveat emptor. Full ask. Full send. That's what he said. Am I right?
No.
Let's play hot or cold. Am I close to it? Caveat emptor. What for?
Very, very cold.
Caveat means this is something better happen. Here's a hinge in the whole thing. Emptor. Caveat emptor means this better happen or else.
Close.
Emptor. Is it 2 words?
1 word.
Emptor. E-M-T-O-R?
E-M-P-T-O-R.
E-M-P-T-O-R?
Yeah.
Caveat emptor means you better quit it, Buster, or endless pain.
Close.
What's it mean, Ahmad?
1 more guess.
You better stop it. This is how it's going to go down, or prepare to be sued.
You know, they say that milk helps.
Nope. Plus, that
It
expired 3 months ago. Just kidding. Got
It
you.
helps.
Don't sue me. Sue me.
It means buyer beware.
Buyer be caveat. Oh, that makes sense. I should know that. Ahmad, it's coming down. Is it coming down for you?
It's bad. It's really bad. This is really bad.
How bad am I? Guys, do I look cool? I'm looking at the Justin, pan to me. Pan to me. Zoom in. Do I look cool? Tough guy? Real good, cool guy? Tough guy? Yes. Ahmad, I think we came here to do what we said we were going to do.
Yeah.
What's something that people should know about LandTrust? Closing statement.
We're always here for you. Anytime you have a transaction, reach out to us, and I can solve your problems before they become any.
I don't object. Ahmad, how do they get in touch with you?
407-675-4722 and www.LandTrustTitleCFL.com.
That's a good website, Ahmad. Well, Ahmad, thank you so much for being here. You're number one. You're number one, Ahmad.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. As always, guys, thank you for watching this episode. This was a good time. Call LandTrust for all your needs. See you guys next time.